What do you do if you've got so many films to review that you haven't seen daylight for 4 days? Your Red Bull supply has dried up, the Pro Plus are a distant but crazy memory, and your eyes are prized awake by matchsticks. The answer is simple, my friends. Load up on quadruple espressos and review 2 films at once. Strap yourselves in for RocknRolla Vs Igor. In Guy Ritchie's RocknRolla, minor crooks 1, 2 and Handsome Bob are forced to steal money in order to fix gangster Lenny Cole. But their plans are complicated by a Russian oligarch and the appearances of Lenny's drug-addicted RocknRolla son Johnny Quid. Mortimer, play the clips.
People ask the question, what's a RocknRolla? And I tell them, it's not about drums, drugs and hospital drips. Oh no. There's more there than that, my friend. We all like a bit of the good life. Some the money, some the drugs, others the sex game, the glamour, or the fame. But a RocknRolla, oh, he's different. Why? Because the real RocknRolla wants the fucking lot.
Now, whilst RocknRolla examines the role of crime in London's underbelly, Igor examines the nature of evil in a fictitious country called Malaria. Whereas RocknRolla charts the journey of 2 junior criminals, Igor charts the journey of a junior servant with a big hunchback and even bigger heart. And while RocknRolla's lackeys work for hardman Lenny Cole, Igor toils for a dodgy, evil scientist, but wishes he could be the one creating his own evil experiments. You see, I knew this would work. Clips, Dynamo, clips.
And why are there 2 transducers?
Master, the 21 gigawatt might be somewhat safer, I think.
Think? Igors don't think! I'm using the 16 gigawatt, you fool! Now get over there and pull the switch! What are you waiting for?
Yes, Master.
Laughable as it may sound, RocknRolla and Igor do actually share a great deal in common. The most obvious comparison is that both pictures are positively awash with entertaining lowlifes, scoundrels and miscreants. Indeed, there's barely a character in either movie that couldn't do with a long stretch on the baddie step. Igor most notably boasts Eddie Izzard's Dr Schadenfreude. He must surely take the soggy biscuit for being the campest heterosexual Lothario since Rupert Everett's Prince Charming in Shrek. You see, I see a theme developing here. But for surefire, grab you round the bleeding knackers. As villainous firepower, you actually can't put a steel-capped step wrong in RocknRolla. This movie might have the best collection of villains since Goodfellas, and that's really saying something. Gerard Butler and Tom Hardy add a delicious dose of comic relief as bickering buddies 1, 2 and Handsome Bob, whilst Carol Roden's Russian mobster is amusingly reminiscent of one Roman Abramovich. But for sheer absolute badass bliss, I must off my cap to Tom Wilkinson. His performance as menacing mafia gangster Lenny Cole is one of the best I've seen over the last year. Now the thing is, it's not just the ragtag collection of villains that connect RocknRolla and Igor. We've also got 2 coming-of-age stories on our plates here. Igor's physically awkward descendant from hunch servant to celebrated inventor is charming, but largely in a way that we've seen before in Disney fare such as The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And in an eerie parallel with Wall-E, there's also a clumsily rendered love story with a monosyllabic creation called Eve. But once again, RocknRolla delivers stronger material here, with a gripping subplot involving drug addict come musician Johnny Quid. A sort of East End Hamlet, the character must not only confront his problems with substances, but also face up to his father in a well-executed final act. Actor Tony Kebbell steals the show with his performance here, a heady cocktail of sinew, apathy and existential angst. But it's ultimately a question of heritage that makes these films live or die. Igor's gothic themes and pervasive sense of mischief are clearly indebted to the school of Tim Burton, but somehow lack the authenticity of the Dark Lord himself. RocknRolla, meanwhile, looks and sounds a lot like a Guy Ritchie movie. But, and here's the good news, it's reminiscent of a good one, as opposed to some of the guff from the last 4 years. The upshot? Well, look past a slightly fluffy first half an hour, and RocknRolla is 4 stars. Igor, meanwhile, is only worth 2. Goodbye.